Let's start with a bold truth. You will be spending money every single day of your life, even when you're not earning it. That's why, in this journey to financial freedom, we begin with expenses, not income, not investments, not even insurance. Expenses come first because they never take a break. They don't care if you've lost your job, taken a sabbatical, or retired. They just keep showing up, month after month, year after year. This is something I deeply emphasize in my book, The 4 Pillars of Stress-Free Financial Life. One of the most overlooked facts is this. Most people actively earn for maybe 30 to 35 years of their life, but they spend for 80 to 90 years. Let that sink in for a second. You'll be spending money every single day from the moment you're born until the day you die. But you'll only have a few decades of active income to support a lifetime of spending. And yet, how many people actually plan their expenses with that level of awareness? That's the first and most critical reason we're starting here, with your expenses. Because no matter how much you earn or how much return you get on investments, if your expenses are leaking and uncontrolled, you'll never feel secure. In fact, your income will always be trying to catch up with your spending, not the other way around. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Oh no, is this going to be all about cutting expenses and living like a monk? Not at all. This is not about punishment. This is not about guilt. This is about alignment. Expense management is not a boring budget activity. It's a powerful statement of what truly matters to you. And once you connect that dot between how you spend your money and what you value in life, everything starts to shift. I want to help you reframe this idea. Think of expense management not as cutting costs, but cutting clutter. It's about spending intentionally on what adds value, joy, and meaning. Most people assume that managing expenses means deprivation. That's a myth. What it really means is freedom. Freedom from debt. Freedom from stress. Freedom from that end-of-the-month panic attack. When you open your banking app and wonder, where did all my money go? Let me give you a simple yet powerful example. Take 2 people who earn the same as 100,000 per month. One of them has a plan. They know how much goes toward essentials, how much toward comfort, and how much is invested. The other spends based on mood, social pressure, and online ads. Who do you think will be financially free first? Obviously the first one. Why? Because they treat expenses like a tool, not a trap. Now, this week, we're going to go one step further. We're not just going to divide your expenses into needs and wants. That binary is too shallow. Life is more nuanced than that. So, I want to introduce you to something I call the EDL Analysis. Essential, discretionary, and luxurious. This isn't just a budgeting method. It's a reflection tool. Let me quickly break it down for you. Essential expenses are the ones that are non-negotiable. These are the basics that support your survival and functionality, like food, rent, electricity, basic clothing, transport, and health insurance. You can't do without them. Discretionary expenses are your nice-to-haves. They improve the quality of your life, but aren't necessary for survival. Think about dining out, occasional travel, Netflix, a gym membership. They're not wasteful, but they should be intentional. And then there's the third category, luxurious expenses. These are often ego-driven or socially influenced. Designer bags, the latest iPhone, when your current one is fine. Weekend shopping sprees, upgrading cars every 3 years. Not because you need to, but because you want to impress. These are expenses that feel good in the moment, but often come at the cost of long-term security. Now let me be very clear. This is not about judging your spending. I'm not here to say this is bad and that is good. This is about awareness. Once you start seeing your expenses through this EDL lens, something shifts. You begin to ask better questions. Do I really value this? Does this align with the life I'm trying to build? Am I spending for joy or for validation? And the beauty is, once you develop this clarity, your expense management becomes sustainable. You don't feel the need to go on a budgeting crash diet. You simply choose better. Your spending becomes a reflection of your values, not your impulses. Let me give you a story to illustrate this. One of my mentees, let's call him Raj, was struggling financially despite a Rs 1.5 lakh monthly salary. When we ran his EDL analysis, we discovered he was spending over Rs 40,000 a month on things he didn't truly value. Club memberships he never used, EMI for a premium phone, frequent fine dining not for pleasure but for appearances. When he realigned his expenses with his true priorities, like family, health, and learning, he freed up almost Rs 80,000 a month. That Rs 30,000 now goes into SIPs and insurance that are helping him build long-term wealth. His stress has gone down. His confidence has gone up. That's the power of aligning spending with values. This week we're going to start applying this to your own life. And trust me, once you go through the EDL exercise, you'll start seeing your expenses not as burdens, but as choices. You'll be able to trim the fat without feeling the pinch. And more importantly, you'll stop feeling guilty about spending on things you genuinely love, because you'll know they align with your core values. So here's what I want you to remember as we begin week 6. Your expenses are not just numbers. They're reflections of your priorities. They tell a story about what you value, what you ignore, and what you believe about yourself. And unlike income, which may or may not grow consistently, expenses are always under your control. You don't need a raise to start building wealth. You just need clarity and intention in how you spend what you already earn. We've already laid a strong foundation. Your values, your freedom number, your net worth. Now we begin to put it into action. And it all starts with managing the one thing that touches your money every single day: your spending. This week, you'll learn how to categorize your expenses, reflect on them deeply, and reshape your financial behavior. Not through force, but through awareness. It's going to be eye-opening, and I promise, empowering. You're not here to be frugal. You're here to be free. Ready to begin? Let's move on to the next video, where we dive into the EDL analysis in full detail. This is where your money starts reflecting your values, and your life starts reflecting your true priorities. Let's go.